At 2 p.m., it's going to be Boston against Arizona, our hosts. They're battling out for third place. And the championship game, Rose City, Axles of Annihilation against Santa Cruz, who's really made huge names for themselves today.
Oh my goodness, yeah. They put a stake down, threw it all down on the track, and really had an impressive run this entire tournament weekend.
Indeed, and I'm so excited. Don't miss out on those games. But this game will also be exciting. Cakes, do you want to tell me who's skating for your old hometown?
I would love to. Thank you so much, Muffin. Skating for the Windy City Rollers All-Stars. They will be skating in black and white. You'll know them as number 003, Buttercup, 1975, Nastiel, number 21, Tricky Pixie, 253, Hella Fitzgerald, number 312, Illinois, number 41, Joliet Jane, number 426, Jackie Jerkhart, number 451, Anima Lee, number 5, Fox Force, number 512, Cheeks, 69 is Demand a Beating, number 77, It's About Time, number 81, D-Ride, number 85, Ice Hurt, and number 9, Nicholas Rage. Who is skating for Minnesota Roller Derby?
So in black today, we have Minnesota Roller Derby. They're all stars. 00, Mad Libs. 110, Anaconda. 112, Whoopsie Daisy. 1128, Poisonberry Pie. 1618, Centripetal Force. 187, Lexicutor. 20, Rollin' Riz. 29, Killer B. 333, Lefsa for Dead. 34, Pretty Rackless. 616, Biz Quick. 69, Amandalorian. 777, Prim Reaper. 82, Brutal. And 981, Dougie. On the bench coaching for them, we have Max Becker, Peter Kozine, Gertrude Stein, and Raichu.
On the coach for Windy City, we have Existential Fred, The Butcher, Pitbull Princess, and Shake and Bake.
Ooh, 25 seconds to burn.
Well, I would like to use that opportunity to let you know our officials: Rita Slayworth, Tombo number 5, Nerdy Little Secret, Kit Ruff, Terabyte, Otter Mayhem, Rex Blocker, Dak in the Box, and Velma Deckley.
Well timed, Cakes.
Nailed it.
If you're watching at home, please tell us where you're watching from and who you're rooting for in this game. And if you may have a few more seconds to vote for MVP of this tournament, and there should be a link in the chat.
So excited to be here. Muffin, I think this is our first call ever together, in 10 years.
Yeah, I think so. We produced for each other, but never together, so this is fun. And also, I have a huge crush on Cakes, just saying.
Oh my gosh, I have a crush on you.
If you like cake and you like muffins, we're your gals. Sweet and carby, sweet and carby. Lexicutor jamming first for Minnesota against Ice Hurt. Ice Hurt will take the first lead of this game. We've seen both these jammers do plenty of work all weekend, but Lexicutor is out on initial. Ice Hurt hits the pack at the top apex. Ice Hurt slaloming around. Ooh, gets held up by Prim and calls the jam. So Windy City takes the first lead of this game, 3-0.
And I think what you're seeing right in that first jam is what you're going to see the entire game. These two teams have played each other many a years, and despite roster changes, have had the same mentality of just being great overall athletes and have a lot of strategy going into their game. So really excited to see what they come up with for the remainder of this tournament.
Yes, so good, so good. Okay, Jam 2, who's out there?
So right now we have Illinois going up against Centripetal Force on that Sublime Jam line. The pack starts to move a little bit closer to the Sip Elixir's pivot line, and prevailing first is Illinois, picks up lead jammer position. Pack starts to trickle into turn number 1. Centripetal Force is out and about, but a whole half track behind. Minnesota trying to take that back wall and recycles around Chicago. Chicago puts up the defense, and Illinois calls the jam. 4 big points on the board, so Windy City extends their lead 7-0. If you're just joining us, you're seeing Windy City in white, Minnesota in black, and please let us know what you're thinking about in the amazing chat room.
I see the Muffin Man is out there and just landed in SFO. The Muffin has landed. It's the Muffin Man has landed.
The Muffin Man?
Yes.
The Muffin Man.
All right, Jam 3. We have Whoopsie Daisy donning the star for Minnesota against Nicholas Rage. I believe both of these jammers have won MVP awards this weekend already. Whoopsie Daisy get tapped out at turn 2, but gets out and gets lead jammer status for Minnesota. This will be the first lead for Minnesota. And it's also the first power gem in favor of Minnesota. So Nicholas will sit out for up to 30 seconds in the Night Owl penalty box. Whoopsie Daisy caught up behind Buttercup and out on a scoring pass. Minnesota is on the scoreboard. Tucking around outside. Ooh, nice hit by Hella Fitzgerald. Reset by Whoopsie Daisy. Whoopsie Daisy through again, pinballing off each skater through on a second scoring pass. Guess what, friends? We have a lead change technically, but this jam is not over.
That's
But
true.
is the bar open yet? Question mark. The coffee bar, smoothie bar, whatever you like.
It's 10 o'clock somewhere.
It sure is 10 o'clock somewhere. All right. So Nicholas Rage out of the penalty box, out of the pack on initial, but that is a huge 12-point jam for Minnesota, and that is a lead change.
Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, you're welcome for that. All right, well, amazing job there, and we started having our first penalty trouble. I wouldn't even call it trouble, just penalty dabble, if you will, in the game. Great comment here by Alcoholic. You said, are we going to talk about the Windy in Minnesota having the most tied games in the whole history of WFTDA? Well, we're going to talk about it, I'm sure. I mean, this is why this matchup is going to be so great. Right now in Jam 4, Levseed for Dead is going up against Ice Hurt and picks up lead jammer position for Minnesota. Ice is frozen out by this nice, strong tripod of Minnesota defenders. A forearm is going to be called, so Minnesota will lose one to the box. That's number 20. Roland Riz. Smart work there by Minnesota to call it off, freezing out Ice Hurt and Windy City Rollers.
And no points. Oh, there's the points in pocket. 3 more, 15 points for Minnesota. So 15-7, 25 minutes left in the first half. I want to give a shout out to one of our vendors here in the building. So if you're here, you can shop now, but you can also shop online. Derby Girl Designs, add some sparkle with grit to your game. Derby Girl Designs creates handcrafted jewelry and unique gifts using rust-resistant stainless steel bearings, genuine gemstones, crystals, and CZ stones, perfect for derby lovers. 15% off with the code Cactus Cup, all caps.
All caps, no cap. Anaconda on that Sublime Jam line against Illinois. Illinois is swallowed up a little bit longer, but does not pick up lead. Anaconda is able to get out, picks up lead, and Illinois skates really fast up towards the pack, trying to pick up points before Anaconda hits the pack. Now Anaconda is in scoring contention as the pack spreads out into turn number 3. The front wall controlled by Chicago. Minnesota in the back, second straightaway, holding back Illinois. 4 points on the board for Anaconda, extending the lead for Minnesota.
This is 3 lead jams in a row for Minnesota. And I want to comment on Hella Fitzgerald's blocking abilities, but also offensive play.
Right.
There's another scoring pass for Anaconda.
You could say she's hella good.
Hella good. Illinois out on a scoring pass. All right, that's 4 on the board for Windy City, taking them to 11. That's 8-point jam for Anaconda, 23 for Minnesota.
Wow. They are extending that lead quite a bit. You might see the Night Owl penalty box getting a little more action as we go along. Come for the pizza, stay for the fun. The Night Owl Pizza and Drinks is always open. Kick back at our spacious patio while the weather is prime. They're open daily from 11 a.m. roll until midnight. We get weeknights and 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays.
And let's make that a 10-point jam on the last jam, so 25-11. East About Time donning the star for the first time this game for Windy City, and that's Lexicutor jamming for Minnesota. Issa is the lead jammer, hitting the pack at the top apex. It is Issa, okay.
Yes.
I saw Vasquez.
Yeah.
Ms. Vasquez, okay, so scoreless jam for Minnesota. They will hold at 25, and 3 more on the board for Windy City.
Yeah, it's about time they got lead. Good one. I like that. That's really cute in the chat.
Issa.
Scared.
Yeah, Issa.
Yeah, Isa, it's about time. Hope you're all enjoying the Sparkle Sunday. Make sure you hit those hashtags, AZRD or Cactus Cup. 2025. We'd love to see your photos in the crowd, as well as watch parties at home. We'd love to see how you're hanging out with us. Very quickly off that Sublime Jam line, we have Centripetal Force for Minnesota picking up the lead at jammer position. Nicholas Rage still stuck in the pack, did a little star stash to figure out what we can do next, but unfortunately picks up a high block call. So this will be another power play situation for Minnesota.
This is Rage's second jammer penalty.
Yeah, not what you want to see this early in the game. Minnesota content to take majority of the defensive wall up front. They do have a pack advantage. Chicago empties out that Night Owl penalty box for the blockers. Pack just hanging out on that Sip Elixir's pivot line.
Prim Ripper with a great little bit of offense, just enough to get Sin out. Sin out on a third scoring pass.
Now this is where Chicago needs to kind of bring it back together. I think maybe a timeout might be needed because there is a lot of a momentum shift towards Minnesota. They are really rocking it right now. Turn one, fully occupied. Nicholas Rage just has one more to beat. That was 82. You know them as Brutal. She did a great job holding back Nicholas Rage, which is hard to contain the rage, to be honest. You can't lock up that rage in a cage, you know? Oh my gosh, the jam comes to a close with a really nice jam in favor of Minnesota. That is 16 points on the board. Score now, what everybody would like, a palindrome.
Palindrome.
41-14 in favor of Minnesota, 21 on the clock.
Looks like we're gonna have ice back on the line for Windy City. And for Minnesota, it's Whoopsie Daisy. Whoopsie Daisy pushing that wall up just past the Sip Elixir's pivot line, but getting blocked again by that quick reset of that Windy City defense. Ice Hurt really physically pushing that tripod all the way up at least 10 feet.
I like the work by Cheeks, really holding together the defense for Chicago.
Oh, power jam. This will be the third power jam in favor of Minnesota. And lead jammer status going to Whoopsie Daisy. Whoopsie Daisy came into this jam with 12 of those 41 points.
That was a bam hit right there on the outside.
Demanda beating with just enough hip to take her down. Okay, so Windy City will hold at 14. It will be a power start in favor of Minnesota. 1 point, taking Minnesota to 42 points. We do have a team timeout for Windy City, brought to you by Rehab Lab, our sponsor.
Yes, Rehab Lab, Tempe and Scottsdale's movement expert, Dr. Ben Leong with Rehab Lab, achieve lasting pain relief and optimal movement through personalized chiropractic care. Dr. Ben builds his treatment around you and your goals.
Okay, you have until halftime to get in your tournament MVPs, so do it now. If you're in-house, please vote. We need your votes. We need democracy, don't we?
And hey, if you want to know how to vote, there's a QR code up there where the trophies are at the front by the entrance, where the first, second, and third trophies are. You can also check out the MVP trophies and scan that QR code and get your vote on. You have until halftime.
Get it together. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to coach from the mic. My bad. I will encourage greatly to go ahead and vote for those MVPs. How you doing, Chicago? You feeling good? Yeah, there you go. How about you, Minnesota fans? Where you at? It doesn't count from the announcer booth.
I wanted them to have more.
I'm just kidding.
Well, Wendy's B team did very well this weekend. The second win had 2 victories this weekend.
That's true. That's true. How about Midwest fans overall? There's a little teeny cheer in my heart. Okay, back to the action track side. Jam's 9 underway. Ice Hurt having been frozen into that penalty box. And let's see for dead for Minnesota. Back starting to push on the front wall of Chicago into the second turn. Ice Hurt has been released. Nice work, though.
Yeah, that's a 6 of 7 lead jams going to Minnesota, really coming out strong this first half of this game.
Nice momentum, I guess, endurance for Minnesota to keep that together. Ice picking up some coaching advice as she passes the bench. Minnesota's going to shut it down, picking up just 4 points. Nickel and diming their way further from Windy City. 46-14, 18 minutes remaining in this first half.
And if you're watching at home, you can avoid those ads, those 7 of 7 ads, by subscribing on Twitch. And if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can get a first month for free.
Definitely take advantage of that.
We have Anaconda donning the star again for Minnesota against Illinois. Illinois at the top of that pack and through lead jammer, Illinois. Illinois coming into this jam with 8 of those 14 points. So the high score for Chicago and Windy City is Illinois. Illinois killing it through for a scoring pass. Anaconda out on initial.
Yeah, Killa a staple for the Chicago team for sure.
A longtime vet, right? It's been around
Yes.
for years.
Yes.
Huge hit.
Yeah, that was courtesy of 61, 1618. No, that's not right. Numbers. That was Bizquick. 616. The Bizquick. Giving her the biz quick.
Quick lack, real quick lack now. Okay, 4-3 pack advantage for Minnesota. And at our angle, we will let you know who those gems are. Yes, Lexicutor against Tricky Pixie. This is first time for Tricky to jam this jam. And Tricky Pixie is a fun one to try to get out of your mouth. Okay, yeah. Lexi, almost out and out. Lead jammer for Lexicutor.
Couldn't be cuter than that. Oh, Minnesota picking up the pace, pushing forward the pack. Oh, are they going to goat one? Yes, they do. Bam is in back of the pack of Minnesota.
Tricky forcing that call off. So Windy will hold it 20 points. And 3 more for Minnesota, taking them to 49.
So 29-point differential. Oh, hi, Mark. Mark. Oh, we don't want to heckle too much, but we love the name. Love it.
Mark's busy.
Very busy. All right, Jam 12 underway. It's about time on the Sublime Jam line for Chicago and Centripetal Force for Minnesota. Centripetal Force finds so much room on the outside lane, basically untouched. Lanes 4 was wide open, but you know what? Isa's going to take a little bit of that space as well. Now about a half track behind.
And Sin so far has a high scoring jam of this game so far with a 16-point jam. So but Isa forcing that call off.
Yeah, as long as Chicago can keep it close, I think there should be a fun contention here. We're about a quarter of the way through this game.
Well, yes, this is still anybody's game,
Still
right?
anybody's game if you're playing the announcer bingo, which I know you all are. Juicy Lucy says, Isa, Isa, Isa. So she will hear that and then get pumped up for her next jam, I'm sure.
Juicy Lucy is a fun one. That's a fun name to say.
It is so fun to say. Who's on that Sublime Jam line there, Muffin?
That is Whoopsie Daisy for Minnesota against Ice Hurt. Whoopsie Daisy caught up. Both jammers caught up in that front. A blob of blockers right here in front of us at turn 1. Ice looking for an outside lane. We have Prim holding up that tripod, joined by Brutal. Ooh. And high block penalty. Power jam, Minnesota. This is the 4th power jam in favor of Minnesota. Another lead jammer status for Whoopsie Daisy. Whoopsie is at 3 for 3, 100% lead jammer status so far.
Animal Lee doing a good job forcing the call up from Whoopsie Daisy as Whoopsie Daisy is hit, spun around, because the ice is still in the box, the ice box, if you will. And calls off the jam to freeze her just a little bit longer. So they'll have a power start going into jam 14.
So I think that's our first scoreless jam of this game.
Oh,
And only 31 points separating these teams.
I like a close game.
Indeed.
On that Sublime Jam line, we have Lefty for Dead against Ice Hurt. which you know is in the night owl penalty box. That'll give Left C for Dead the lead jammer position as the pack starts to pick up pace. Entering the second straightaway, Chicago trying to form in that defensive wall up front. They only have the 3 blockers, a nice little check there by Mad Libs, to just challenge Chicago's Triforce. Left C for Dead is now in the tripod. A nice offensive maneuver there by Mad Libs, writing the course of history for the defensive wall. Out and about is Left C for Dead, and that'll put up 4 for Minnesota. Fox Force 5 out of the night owl penalty box, but then headed right back in. So a lot of penalty trouble here now for Windy City. We're gonna have Pretty Rackless also head to that night owl penalty box. So similar pack advantage going into jam 15. 7 on the board total for Minnesota. How many jams have we had Chicago shut out there?
Yeah, that's 4 scoreless jams. It's a 12-0 run in the last 4 jams in favor of Minnesota.
Wow.
All right, jam number 15, we have Anaconda donning the star again for Minnesota against Illinois. Anaconda is the lead jammer, 5 leads in a row for Minnesota. Illinois is the high scorer, 14 of those 20 points scored by Illinois out on initial. Illinois caught up at turn 1, but passing hips and scoring points around the outside. There's a scoring pass for Illinois. Matching points by Anaconda. It's a 4-4 jam, 24 points for Windy City, 62 for Minnesota. Just under 12 minutes left in the first half.
If you love roller skating, you might know that the magic will happen in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Sorry, palindrome moment.
Oh my gosh, it continues. 62 to 26.
I had to interrupt. 2 more.
You had to, absolutely. Palindrome time. Just make sure you check out rollercon.com. I mean, it's going to be super fun. All right, jam is underway. Lexicutor for Minnesota. Issa about time for Chicago. Issa finding the outside lane, picks up lead jammer position for Chicago. Crowd is excited. Lexicutor not too far behind. Unfortunately, a forearm penalty called on Issa. That'll give another power play advantage for Minnesota.
And I believe our first 2-minute jam.
Yes. No.
Second?
Well, I guess because Issa got the penalty, did not maintain lead, so lead is awarded to Lexicutor. So Lexi can go ahead and call as she seems fit.
Lexi escaping down to number 3. Beautiful. Issa spinning around the outside. Oh, but getting caught up and taking back.
Yeah, having to recycle behind Bizquick.
Bizquick. Issa about time out on initial. And Lexi calling the jam. Okay, so we have a blocker from each team sitting out in the night owl penalty box. 3 blockers for everyone.
Yeah, that's Poisonberry Pie of Minnesota and Nasty Owl for Chicago. So 3-3 on the track defensively for this next jam. Nicholas Rage on that Sublime Jam line for Chicago. And as soon as this pack moves a little bit further, I'll let you know who the jammer is for Minnesota. Chicago taking a back wall here and really like slowing down the entire pack. Outside lane is free, and we're gonna have centripetal force as your lead jammer finds a lot of delay on those lanes 3 and 4 for Minnesota. Nicholas Rage still locking a cage of defensive wall that is courtesy of Minnesota. And the pack still hasn't done any laps as of yet. That Sublime Jam line has had all the action so far.
Yes, they're yet to cross the Sip Elixir's pivot line, but Trip is out on a scoring pass. We have a star pass.
Yeah, successful star pass to Nasty Al, which is great. Nasty took a little moment in the penalty box to just regroup and puts the pressure on for Minnesota to call off the jam. Picking up 2 more points for Minnesota. Trippy brings that total to 6. The score now 80-26 in favor of Minnesota with 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Our event sponsor is Derby Girl Designs. Add some sparkle with grit to your game. Derby Girl Designs creates a handcrafted jewelry and unique gifts using rust-resistant stainless steel bearings, genuine gemstones, crystals, and quartz stones, perfect for derby lovers on and off the track. If you use the Cactus Cup coupon, you'll save 15% at derbygirldesigns.com.
It's Ice Hurt back on the line against Whoopsie Daisy. Little penalty trouble from both teams. Whoopsie getting caught up by demand a beating, but through. Whoopsie Daisy is the lead jammer. Whoopsie, it does have 100% lead jammer status. Ice Hurt through on initial. Whoopsie gonna hit the pack at the top apex. Contending with Buttercup at the front. And through on a scoring pass, hitting it, quitting it, calling the jam. Ice Hurt forcing that call off. So 26 for Windy City, 4 more for Minnesota, taking them to 84 points.
Official review is being called by Chicago. We'll let you know what that is in just a few moments.
That's brought to you by Rehab Lab, Tempe and Scottsdale's movement expert, Dr. Bean Leong, with Rehab Lab. Achieve long-lasting pain relief and optimal movement through personalized chiropractic care. Dr. Ben builds his treatment around you and your goals. Oh, on the score? Yeah, you could change it if you want.
All right, thank you for taking a little time out with us. So the official review was just used as a timeout. Smart to contain those timeouts and reserve them for other options as we go along. So not too much to really say here, except that Chicago is pulling away on the penalty score, 17-8. We're going to have a power play advantage now for Chicago, Illinois on that Sublime Jam line against Lefse. Lefse is in the Night Owl penalty box for about 30 seconds. Illinois picks up the lead jammer position.
It's the first power jam advantage for Windy City.
The first one.
Yes.
Wow. Wish they had a little bit more of that. But you can't always get what you want, you know?
But sometimes you get what you need.
Lefse is out and eligible to play now. A multiplayer penalty is being assessed now to number 81. That's D. Ride.
Lefse out on initial.
Okay.
Illinois looking to the bench.
Yeah, I think Illinois is going to use some of the time, kind of tick away to get some of D. Ride's time, used up in that Night Owl penalty box for Chicago. So they're going to go out into the next jam. A slight pack advantage for Minnesota. That brings the score 4 more on the board for Windy. So the score is 30-84. 5 minutes, 57 seconds remaining. How are you doing, chat? I know it's gotten a little quiet. Got a little bit of a lull. Maybe everybody's having their little lunchy times. It's okay. Let us know how you're feeling and who you're watching. And if you have any watch parties, where you're at, just let us know. All right, who's on that Sublime Jam line there?
That is Anaconda against Isa. Isa tapped out and quickly back on the field. The pack barely reaching the Sip Elixir's pivot line, now at the top apex. That was some work. Anaconda is through in lead jammer for Minnesota. Isa caught up behind Bizquick. Another hit by Bizquick.
Ooh, the second power play now for Chicago.
Within 2 jams.
It's a miracle.
That is announcer's curse going Wendy's way.
I would never dream of it.
So Isa out. Star back on head and through on initial. A minute left on the jam clock. Bizquick with a little bit of offense and a quick reset of Dougie. Dougie and Bizquick along with Roland Riz pulling the draw back on Isa all the way back on a reset.
Do you think you can learn how to Dougie with Dougie?
I hope so. Please be one of the skaters that lives up to their name. So fresh, so fresh. Isa on a scoring pass. Power jam over, Anaconda resetting at the back.
I don't think Anaconda don't want none unless you got points, hon, you know?
Love it. I love the 90s references.
All day.
I'm here for it.
Nice work bridging by Cheeks for Chicago as well as Minnesota's Dougie.
D-Ray doing a little bit of great blocking at the front, but paying for that great blocking. Sometimes, you know, they say hashtag worth it, you know, but that jam concludes. And Wendy wins that jam 7-4, 37-88 in favor of Minnesota.
Oh, my B, I should have just scrolled up and I would have seen all these amazing little messages from everybody. Oh, no.
Someone said, I'm not quiet.
I'm not quiet, you're quiet. I love that. No, you.
Ooh, watching from Scotland. Will you please do your Scotland accent? Is that okay? Can we do that?
I don't have a Scotland accent.
Oh, you don't?
I don't want to insult the entire country. Why would I do that? Especially since Nay Wonder is watching. I would never do such a thing. Cheers to you as well. Please let me know if I butchered your name. I would hate to do that, so just let me know your pronunciation key. A little do-sori-do action here for the jammers. Minnesota goes in first, so Lexi Cuter took a seat for just a moment. Trixie Pixie not too far behind her, and now we're going to have a 2-minute jam. Very easy to spot Trixie Pixie as the pink shorts prevail. You can't keep the fun out of a pixie. You just can't. The sparkles everywhere.
Oh, yes, and I love pink.
Oh, wow. And so another power play enchantment for Pixie.
That's 4
in a row.
Jammer penalties within 3 jams in favor of Windy City. It's just what they need. Can you believe there's already 2 minutes left in the first half?
Okay, so I feel like we've been watching intently and seeing all these really creative plays by both teams, and now it's just like, okay, now we're under a 2-minute warning. I did not expect that to happen so quickly.
It's a time warp.
Time warp. Clam slam. Power jam.
Let's do the time warp.
Time warp. Hey, Wonder, thanks for the stream team and announcers. Glad you're enjoying. Thank you so much for watching us. Lots of cheers for Pixie, and A Dazzler is watching from Delaware.
Oh, more sparkle in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
We love sparkle.
All day the sparkle. Pack is in the second straightaway. Chicago putting a Triforce of Evil onto Lexi Cutter. Unfortunately can't cut that cake too quickly as that defensive wall is pretty brutal. Starting to enter turn number 3. The defensive bridge for Minnesota stretching a little bit thinner. Tricky Pixie now out eligible to score. That was a rough defensive run, so great job on Minnesota's side to do that.
Yeah, the gem concludes, but those hard 4 points for Lexi. Wow.
Yeah, unreal. And Pixie does put up 4 for Chicago as well to kind of...
Oh, their pocket.
Yeah, in the pocket. But that was a really tough jam.
Whew, it really was. Less than a minute on the half clock. So, wow, time is flying. We're getting ready for jam number 22. We'd have a blocker from each team in the Night Owl penalty box. Please join us at the after party at the Night Owl. Not at the Night Owl. Actually, it's right next door.
Just kidding. Fool you. We're just making sure you're paying attention, to be honest.
Ooh, nice escape by Trip. Centripetal Force is the lead jammer. Did a nice sidestep right inside the line to get lead jammer status. Illinois, star in hand, tapped out at turn number 1. Oh, tapped out for a penalty. It's a 7th power jam in favor of Minnesota. But 4 on the board for Trip. Period clock has expired, but it's still 1:21 on the jam clock.
Trippy controls the time. So trippy.
Wow, man.
Wow, man. Happy 420.
2 full passes by Trippy, hitting the pack again. 3rd scoring pass. The century mark has been reached by Minnesota. Trip through again. Power jam over. Illinois caught up, knocked to the infield. Combo blocking by Bizquick and Mad Libs. All right, the jam. That's wow.
Wow. That is a brutal first half.
So fast. It went by so fast.
Yeah.
Ending that jam with 12 more points for Minnesota, 104-41. Take a break, y'all. We'll be back in less than 15 minutes. I'm Muffin Tumble.
I'm Cakes, and we are joined with the beautiful Bonita. Make sure you hang out, and we'll see you about 14 minutes.
You give it everything you've got. And so do we. Why? So you can reach higher. Do more. Be yourself. Trust yourself. On the track, in the park, believe in yourself. Protect yourself. Because no matter who you are, we've got you covered. Certified protection, second to none.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
You give it everything you've got. And so do we. Why? So you can reach higher. Do more. Be yourself. Trust yourself. On the track, in the park, believe in yourself. Protect yourself. Because no matter who you are, we've got you covered. Certified protection, second to none.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
give it everything you've got. And so do we. Why? So you can reach higher. Do more. Be yourself. Trust yourself. On the track, in the park, believe in yourself. Protect yourself. Because no matter who you are, we've got you covered. Certified protection, second to none.
Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
You give it everything you've got. And so do
All right, we are back on track. Pun intended. My name's Cakes, and I am joined with Muffin Tumble. And wow, what a first half that was, Muffin.
It really was.
You know, I think what would be helpful is if we talked a little bit about the penalty. I feel like that's kind of really a big storyline specifically for Chicago and what's kind of paid off on the track. Windy City is sitting at 24 penalties compared to Minnesota's 13. Not too many people in worrying trouble right now, just Fox Force 5 sitting at 5. The rest of the players, at least every single player on Windy City has a penalty except Jackie Jerkcart and Buttercup. But on the Minnesota side, the highest scoring player with penalties would be the captain, Poison Berry Pie with just 3, and then the rest have either 2 or 1. So they're very conservative on the penalty lineup there.
Oh, so we'll see if that alternates, right, with the official switching.
When the officials switch, because I know some call it a little tighter, others are just kind of like content to let the play through. So I know that might be a different factor going into the second half. So we'll see if that has any change. If you're in the chat, let us know what you're thinking, how you're feeling. We'd love to see your shout outs. And the MVP, we're going to have that afterwards. So
last call for MVP voting.
Last call. Now, Muffin, I know you do a really good job at statistics, so let us know what you kind of, calculated.
Sure. So high score is Trip from Minnesota with 37 of those 104 points. And all the other 4 jammers, Lex, Whoopsie, Lefsa, and Anaconda, all within 16 and 18 points each. So very, very evenly distributed. And then high score for Windy City is Illinois with 20 of those 41 points.
Wow.
So like 49.999 of those points. 99% of those points scored by Illinois. But I'm very excited. And then power jams, it was 7 power jams to Minnesota's 4, but Minnesota's 4 were in the last 4 jams. So
wow, and they did a great job just holding it down the entire first half. So we're going to go ahead and get the second half started with Whoopsie Daisy, your lead jammer for Minnesota. Illinois still stuck in that pack, finds a little bit of room on the inside lane, gets past Prim and Popper, and picks up the initial pass. Doing well there. And we're going to go ahead and call the jam really quickly as Illinois puts on the pressure up at the Sip Elixirs pivot line. Whoopsie Daisy calls the jam, puts up 3.
And a glorious falling down and twirling, calling the jam Whoopsie Daisy, doing a Whoopsie Daisy call off. That was lovely. So 3 more points for Minnesota, 108 to 41, and we're just 1 minute into the second half.
A Dazzler says a petition to hydrate when there is a power jam and lead change. Agreed. But we are in a desert, so it is important to hydrate anyway. Oh, I don't think we mentioned ourselves. I'm Cakes, and I'm joined with Muffled Temple. And just to make sure, if you have any shout-outs or questions for us, please let us know in the chat. We'd love to let you know what's going on. So what's happening on the Sublime Jan line there, Muffin?
We have Lexicutor on the line against Ice Hurt. Ice Hurt in white with Windy City, and Minnesota is in black. And around the outside and through, lead jammer status 2, Lexicutor. Lexicutor comes into this jam with 16 points. Ice Hurt is out on initial. Yes. Calling it off quickly, that call off forced by Ice. So that's 2 scoreless jams for Windy City in this half. They will hold at 41. 2 more on the board for Minnesota. They have 110.
Make sure you check out Sisu mouth guards. Engineered for elite athletes, Sisu mouth guards offer unmatched protection and comfort with innovative features to keep you focused on your game. Get the best in-mouth protection with Sisu mouth guards.
And if you lost your mouth guard on Friday, we have it up here.
We didn't touch it at all.
It's Lefsa for Dead against Isa About Time. Lefsa for Minnesota, Isa for Windy.
Yeah, that pack is completely covering that Sublime Jam line and hasn't really moved just yet. Chicago takes that front wall approach. Isa's tiptoeing on that inside lane, picks up lead jammer position for Chicago.
That was beautiful tightrope work, spinning on an even line inside for lead jammer status. Great job, Isa.
I really love that. And I like the assist here by Poison Berry Pie to allow Lefsa out of the pack. Lefsa kind of used it like a sleigh ride a little bit from Poison Berry Pie. So that was a really good maneuver there on Minnesota's side as well. Juicy Lucy loves It's About Time. And you know what? She says that's our toe stop ballerina. I get it. It makes sense. That tracks. Get it? Hashtag Cactus Cup 2025. All right, Jam 4 underway. Illinois on that Sublime Jam line against Anaconda. Illinois picks up lead jammer position. And look at that, Muffin. There is a power play in favor of Chicago.
Just what they need.
That's a deep dish if I ever saw one. It's a multiplayer.
Illinois really stretching out that pack, pushing them out, 1 to go. Scoring pass for Illinois. Illinois coming into this jam with 20 of those points. 20 of the 46 points. Illinois chest-to-chest combat, but through on a scoring pass. 28 points and counting for Illinois. Anaconda out of the penalty box and through the pack. Power jam over. That was an initial pass. Illinois looking for an inside path. Lovely assist from Cheeks. The jam is called. That is 2 scoreless jams for Minnesota. They will hold at 110. 11 points for Windy City. They had 53.
What's the highest scoring jam for this whole game per side?
It's 16 from Tripp in the first half, early in the first half. So very few 2-digit jams.
Yeah.
We've had 3 2-digit jams, 2 for Minnesota and this one right here for Windy.
Well, they definitely needed it. We now have on that Sublime Jam line Ice Hurt for Windy City and Lexicutor for Minnesota. If you're just joining us, Minnesota skating in the black jerseys, Windy City in the right. Amazing work there by Buttercup to open up the inside lane for Ice. Ice being very careful here, though, picks up lead jammer position and does recycle just in case. I mean, there was a lot of penalty trouble on that in the first half, so just playing it a little bit safe on track. A multiplayer penalty now headed to Hella for Chicago, so pack advantage now for Minnesota. Ice finds room on the outside, and we're going to, it looks like Chicago is going to allow some time to pass before.
So that will be a scoreless jam, but
Yeah.
Windy City with a little nice momentum, much needed. 3 lead jams in a row and 3 scoreless jams for Minnesota. So 11-0 run, 12-0 run in favor of Windy City in the last 3 jams.
Great work there. One of our travel team sponsors is 888, certified sweat saver from 888 delivers top tier safety, unmatched fit, and pro level protection for derby, vert, and everything in between. Developed, tested, and tested by the very best. Try one for yourself. 888.
All right, that's Whoopsie Daisy jamming against Issa. Power jam in favor of Minnesota. Issa will sit out for up to 30 seconds in the Night Owl penalty box. The 8th power jam in favor of Minnesota and lead jammer status for Whoopsie Daisy. Whoopsie Daisy coming into this jam with 20 points. Whoopsie slaloming through that. That was an easy pass, or at least Whoopsie made it look easy. 4-3 pack advantage for Whoopsie, approaching the pack again for a second scoring pass. Ducking under, taking hit after hit, but through again. Whoopsie Daisy. Whoopsie Daisy approaching for a 3rd scoring pass. Power jam over. Issa about time is out of the penalty box. Wow. Whoopsie leaving many blockers in her way, getting through huge. And speaking of double digits, there's another one. That's a 4th double-digit jam for Minnesota. 122 to Minnesota, 53 for Windy City. 23 minutes left in this game.
Hey, Dal Ziller says, I know no one will be dehydrated now. Oh, you know what?
No, thank you.
Make sure you join us in the Bloom Room at Bristol's Beef and Burgers Barbecue. The after party is open 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. today. It's going to be amazing. Nice work there, courtesy of number 775, Prim Reaper, trying to take out Buttercup to the outside lane. We have Illinois on that Sublime Jam line against Lefse for dead.
Knocked out by Brutal. That was a brutal hit by Brutal.
Bam, hugging that inside lane very well for Chicago, gives Illinois a little bit of wiggle room here. So the lead jammer position is awarded to Illinois. Killa is now approaching that pack, and a great work there by Buttercup, trying to keep that goat for Minnesota, and that is 82. I think it's 82, yeah. It's Brutal. So Brutal, the one lone point for Windy City in that last pass. Shutout for Minnesota.
That was some good work. We have blockers stacked on lane 4 and 3. A little shuffle of walls as we go. That's Anaconda jamming against Tricky Pixie. Anaconda getting knocked and reset behind. Whew, the Sublime Jam line.
I don't know about you, Muffin, but I'm tired. Like this is so intense. This game.
I'm exhausted. Okay, Tricky Pixie. And sitting here talking is exhausting, I just have to tell you all. Okay.
The word.
Tricky Pixie again. 30 seconds in, no lead jammer status, but everybody can reset back in time all the way to turn 3. There it is. Anaconda is out, and no pass applied.
No earn.
No earn.
Oh my gosh, if
No
Pixie
earn
can get in
pass.
front, it's possible for her to pick up the lead jammer position and maybe just call the jam. But Chicago has to do a little bit better here about the defensive wall and really slowing down and killing that penalty there. I mean, Backspasm's asking everybody to pump up the jam, and if this is not pumped, I don't know what is.
Tricky again. Oh, getting hit out to the infield, resetting at turn 3.
Minnesota coming with all the defensive, weaponry here.
There it is. That was some more lead jammer. Tricky Pixie. 5 of 8 lead jams going to Windy City in the second half. Anaconda on a scoring pass, but just not getting out. Hit after hit, knocked out.
Mad Libs headed to the Night Owl penalty box.
Tricky Pixie on a scoring pass.
Cheeks takes a seat in the Night Owl penalty box for Chicago.
Demand a beating, holding up that wall in the front. Oh, Anaconda getting reset back. So we're not going to get past the top apex here. Here we go.
That was a tough one.
It really was. So Minnesota held scoreless in 5 out of the last 6 jams. So Windy City really working hard, but 4 points for everyone on that one. So 58 for Windy, 126 for Minnesota.
There's a fun fact in the chat here about Minneapolis being windier than Chicago, both very close. I would like to see you source that information, please. Thank you so much. And A-Dazzler coming in with the heat. So is NYC. So yeah, where's your source there? I really like Juicy Lucy saying, what did Issa even do? I am her lawyer. I demand answers. And you know what? I don't know. Just too pretty to skate. I have no answers for you. Her only crime, being too perfect, says Aaron. So anyway, we're going to get a power play again here for Minnesota as Ice is again chilling out and frozen in the Night Owl penalty box. Centripetal Force is your lead jammer for Minnesota. Trippy coming around the bend, already on a scoring run as the pack hangs out into the second straightaway. Chicago taking the front wall. Animalie trying to put a maneuver on Trippy. Trippy does do a nice pirouette towards the outside and now has contention against Cheeks. Just the 2 wall for Chicago, and it pushes into turn number 3. 4 on the board now for Trippy. Ice is back in play.
Woo, nice kicking one leg in the air and through. Lovely escape by Trippy.
Yeah, Trippy definitely knows how to work the jam position very well. Forcing that recycle as Killer B, putting that hive right back together for Minnesota. I love it. It's definitely not honey. Very, very sticky. Everything is just a menace in that defensive wall of Minnesota. Nice here. It looks, like Ice is attempting a star pass, but you know what? We're content to have her continue that star. Right now, 8 points already on this board for Minnesota. Chicago yet to have an answer back.
There we go. Ice almost out and out. That was initial 18 seconds left on the jam clock. That was some great defensive work by Minnesota as the jam concludes.
Wow, what a hardcore jam there for Minnesota. And that's an 11-point jam. So that's a contender for sure. And I think that's going to extend the lead even further for Minnesota, 137 to 58. And Minnesota keeping that pressure on top.
I want to shout out 888. The certified sweat saver from 888 delivers top-tier safety, unmatched fit, and pro-level protection for derby, vert, and everything in between. Developed, tested, and trusted by the best. Try one for yourself. 888. Whoopsie Daisy is already the lead jammer for Minnesota. Issa jamming for Windy out on initial. The pack speeding, almost reaching turn number 3. It's a race, my friends. Nice. Whoopsie Daisy. That was really good. A beautiful slalom through, hitting it, quitting it, adding 3 points, taking Minnesota to 140.
You know, I have a really important question here, Muffin.
Yes.
Is Cactus Cup a level in Mario Kart? Or
Sure.
tournament? Is it? I'm just curious.
No, I don't
just thought
know.
about it.
I'm the wrong nerd to ask. I'm
Oh,
a nerd,
come
but I'm
on.
not a Mario nerd. I'm so sorry.
I thought you were one of the nerds, at least.
I'm a nerd. I'm
Okay.
a nerd.
Okay. So official review requested by Chicago. If you could let me know. I could have sworn I just realized there might be a Cactus Cup. Or maybe I'm just dreaming because I think that would be amazing.
Mario fans in the chat, please let us know.
Yeah. I love the message here we're getting from rules of gravity don't apply. Chiptooth, that's so true. The source is from, I believe, weather.com or something. I love it. Spider might know, yeah. Backspasm says, also pretty windy out here in the Chicagoland area.
Spider may or may not be biased.
Spider-Man does whatever announcing he can.
And a very, very good announcer indeed.
Yeah, definitely. So our clock is going to stop at 16 minutes, Muffin. What do you think needs to happen in order for Chicago to be contentious towards Minnesota?
I think they could still come through. 16 minutes is a quarter of a game. Minnesota needs a bunch of jammer penalties, and then Windy City needs a bunch of lead jammer statuses. Points.
Points.
It's still possible. They're not out of this yet.
Anything's possible. If you believe.
It's true. I'm going to thank another sponsor. We love 187. You know why? Because they're often imitated, never duplicated, and they're gold standard of roller derby protection, worn by the most pros in the world. They were the first to make pads specifically for roller derby athletes. The Pro Derby Knee features patented tech and ergonomic fit and industrial strength durability. 187 killer pads.
Thank you to chat for clarifying the Cactus Cup is not in the Mario Kart series. It's not a course that they can find. So thank you so much, Arizona Roller Derby, for letting me know. Right now, back on track, Illinois for your lead jammer position for Windy City. Left Side for Dead is still in that pack with Minnesotis. We're going to get some information about the official review here shortly for you.
It's just as you said, though. Left Side did escape the pack and force that call off.
Yeah.
So that'll be 0 points for Windy. They will hold at 58. Oh, no, 3 more points. It's for 61 for Windy, so sorry. And Minnesota will hold at 140.
No cost stands.
Thank you, Johnny. Hit it, Johnny. Yeah. I don't know why I said I'm so sorry. I love this chat here about Chiptooth being, I'm scared of Issa, but also in love. Is that fine? And Juicy Lucy does say, that's a normal feeling for every human on the planet, so yes. So it's towards normal, says Kid B as well.
Nicholas Rage jamming against Anaconda. One moment, yes.
Forearm is being assessed now to one of the blockers for Minnesota. Have a sit think in the Night Owl penalty box.
I'm going to add a yeehaw from heaven to Johnny Pepper.
Yeehaw from heaven.
Yes. Okay, Nicholas Rage is the lead jammer. 2 leads in a row for Windy City. We do have a star pass for Minnesota. The new jammer is Mad Libs. We've seen Mad Libs do incredible blocking. Let's see Mad Libs jamming. Scoring pass for Nicholas Rage.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Bizquick. We could see that all the way from the announcer booth. You sneaky sneak.
Oh, lovely. On 2 wheels, 1 foot backwards. Nicholas Rage. Balance, grace, and talent shown by Nicholas Rage, approaching for a 3rd scoring pass.
Despite all her rage, she's still just Nicolas Cage. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
She's a national treasure.
There it is.
This is 84 Honda. How dare you?
Nicholas resetting and through on the inside. Lovely, lovely jam. And a lovely, lovely score. 2 more for Minnesota, 142. 12-point jam, 73 for Windy City. Nice work by Nicholas Rage. 13 minutes left in this game.
Wowzers. That was so incredible. Nicholas Rage really putting it together for Windy City. I think that was the high score for Windy City. We're going to get an official timeout really quickly. Kind of curious what they're going to talk about. I wish I could just be in the middle of that. I do want to say shout out to everybody in our chat. Thank you for hanging out with us. Phoenix 7 Derby says, "Oh, Minnesota. It was kind of an accident, but it's like they're just so cute, and they are Minnesotis, and I love them."
I love the accent. That's lovely.
You know, well, okay. First of all, love.
You have it.
Well, yeah, it kind of happens when you live in the Midwest. But also, Minnesota has been one of my favorite teams, like for the really long time, because they're Minnesota nice, and they prove that every single time. So, really got to give a lot of love to them. Backspasm says, "We need to get Windy into a good groove." Agreed. Kid B says, "Disagree with Biz back block." I mean, it was to the back. I don't know. But I am not a referee, hence the announcing. All right, back on track we have It's About Time on that Sublime Jam line for Windy City and Lexi Cuter for Minnesota Roller Derby All-Stars. And Lexi Cuter picks up the lead very quickly. Issa stuck in that defensive wall of Minnesota. She does take off her star though. Oh, huge hit courtesy of Killer B.
That was big, but Lexi made it back so fast for that scoring pass, caught it behind Buttercup. Buttercup and Fox Force 5 and through on a scoring pass. But great blocking from Foxy, Fox Force, and Buttercup. Lexi already back around again, trying for a second scoring pass. Issa still stuck on that initial. There was a quick slice. Lexi through again. Issa trying to shoo away the blockers there. Tap to the infield again.
I really like how Minnesota is testing Issa's endurance here. Still in the straightaway, like there's been no rotation.
No, and then Julia Jane and Fox Force in there holding up. Oh yeah, taking Lexi all the way back. Oh, huge hit again, still on that initial pass, Issa.
I'm sweating just watching this, honestly.
That's why I have my neck fan. Neck fan is on high. All right, third scoring pass. That last one was some work. 22 seconds on the jam clock. Lexi coming through.
Oh no, a power play for Minnesota as Issa picks up the high block call.
All right, so we're going to power start for the next jam, and that will be Issa starting from the About Time penalty box.
Oh, I like Kid V. Don't you know?
Don't you
know? I can see roller derby from my house. Hydrate time.
Okay, that was a nice 16-point jam, though.
Yeah, that was really sick.
Minnesota walls.
Minnesota walls. Okay, I'm coining it. Minnesota. Heard it from Cakes First. I love it. I don't really have a lot of quotes, so that's awesome.
Okay, so Trippy back on the jam line for Minnesota power start. Half the pack over the Sip Elixir's pivot line. Should be moving that pack forward. Minnesota awaits the incoming jammer, Issa. Issa had time to rest. Lead jammer set is still up for grabs. Trippy caught up just before turn 2. Almost escaping on the inside, knocked to the infield. That was lovely.
D-Ride headed to the Night Owl penalty box for Chicago, so pack advantage for Minnesota.
All right. So Trippy got lead jam, called it really quick. So it was a scoreless jam, 158 to 73. Whew. Just over 9 minutes left in this game. Don't forget, next up, the third place game for your viewing pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it Boston?
Boston,
Is
yes.
it Boston?
It is Boston.
Who are they playing?
And our host, our lovely host, Arizona All-Stars.
Oh, that's going to be such a fun third third place game.
Yep, 2 p.m. Arizona time, which is currently Pacific time. But we have Whoopsie Daisy back on the jam line against Ice Hurt.
Yeah, that pack now getting a little bit closer to that Sip Elixir's pivot line. It lets Whoopsie Daisy out and is the lead jammer for Minnesota. Chicago in that back wall trying to put it together. Ice is just trying to get past Brutal, but is unable to do so. Finds a little bit of wiggle room as Whoopsie Daisy comes in the inside lane and just blows up the entire pack. Luckily for Ice, it does give her a little bit of time and space to kind of get back onto the track and put on some of the speed. Whoopsie Daisy hits the pack and calls the jam, shuts out both for that last pass, but 4 overall for Minnesota.
Look at that smile. Whoopsie
I
is so happy. That
know.
was great. And just busted through that wall. So strong. Whoopsie is so strong. Oh my gosh. So 4 points on that jam, 162. Windy City will hold at 73.
Booty Queen says, I love the baked good announcer duo. We're so sweet.
Oh, hi, Booty Queen.
Booty Queen. Hee-haw, hee-haw. I used to say chloroform cupcake because I used to be so sweet, I'll put you to sleep. But then I stopped skating.
Oh, that's a perfect tagline. Oh my gosh.
But you're sweeter than me, Muffin.
Well, I'm muffin tumble, like rough and tumble, but sweeter.
Aww,
That's my tag.
So sweet. Look at us. We're just really, we have a sweet tooth for roller derby, and that's what's happening right now on the Sublime Jam line. Who's skating for the jammers there, Muffin?
That's high score for Windy City, Illinois against Lefse for Dead. I saw a London Bridge move there, but Illinois is the lead jammer. Illinois coming into this jam with 35 points. So just under half of those points scored by Illinois. Illinois hitting the pack. Oh, taking a knee, but quickly back up.
That's Bam headed to the Night Owl penalty box for Chicago.
And I do, possibly, no, star in hand. Star in hand for Lefse. Oof. Illinois getting knocked all the way back and resetting, but is on a scoring pass. Illinois really at a deadlock right here on the Sip Elixir's pivot line.
Yeah, Clam Sensing. Look at that windy tripod.
Look at that.
Would you just look at that? Would you just look at it?
Ooh, Mad Lives with some great defense in the drawback on Illinois. Illinois still in control of this jam. 21 seconds left on the jam clock.
Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. Just gonna scooch on by ya. This is Killa. I'm just trying to scooch. Let me just scooch on by ya, Mad Lips. Just a little bit. Oh, sorry. Excuse. It's not the commentary they asked for, but that's the commentary they got.
I like the scooch.
Gotta love the scooch.
Okay, yeah, 4 points in pocket. That's 77 for Windy City. Minnesota will hold at 162.
Sip, hooray on that Sip Elixir's pivot line for sure. That was nasty, JJ and Cheeks. Such a hard tripod. None go harder. Wow, I can't believe we only have 5 minutes left, Muffin.
Our time is almost done.
No, I don't like that.
I imagine it's going to be a very exciting 5.5 minutes, though.
I concur as Anaconda and Tricky Pixie on that Sublime Jam line. Pixie trying to find room on the outside, fluttering her pixie-like wings, if you will, but denied entry on the inside lane, courtesy of Brutal.
Yeah, Prim Ripper going to defense quickly to offense, but we have Brutal in there and a Mandalorian. Yes, a Mandalorian's in there too.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Mandalorian because she's done such a great job this entire weekend and is like a silent but deadly person in that pack because she's gotten no penalties so far.
Ooh.
I think. Let me double check.
You get a gold star for playing clean. I love it.
Oh, excuse me, 2, but just 2 in this game. But overall, this weekend, very well done.
Prim Reaper going to the penalty box. Prim Reaper going to World Cup on Team Japan. And really making a name for herself all over, formerly of Atlanta, now with Minnesota. Minnesota's lucky to have Prim. Tricky Pixie, lead jammer. 2 leads in a row for Windy City. Tricky Pixie made that last pass real easy. That was quick.
It was tricky, you could say. The best. All right, back to the action track side. The second straightaway is Occupado with the Chicago front wall, excuse me, with the Chicago blocking wall. And Anaconda having no fun.
No, it's Fox Force 5, Buttercup on the far corner. Oh, I can't see.
And
from
she,
here.
Animal Lee,
Animal Lee,
and yeah, Fox Force 5.
who I recognized yesterday, formerly of Dallas fame. Animal
Yes.
Lee, now making a name for herself in Chicago.
And also Hella. So that's a good luck, Anaconda. I do not envy you at all.
Still on there. Wow.
Wow, that jam comes to a close, and Pixie doing some damage to the scoreboard. An 11-point jam in favor of the 3 for Windy City brings their score to 88. Minnesota at 165 with 3 minutes in this contest. Fun derby fact, roller derby could technically become an Olympic sport if there's enough in the country that have it. So that's fun. Thanks, Dazzler. Time out for Minnesota. Probably get some cookies freshly baked or something.
Oh, yeah, hats off to the organizers. I love AZRD. They
Yeah.
take care of the volunteers.
Oh my gosh.
Great
Love us.
broadcast.
Ugh.
Great crew.
You know, that's a good point. If you want to stream a tournament in your state or your region, reach out to AZRD. I know that they were thinking about having a class at RollerCon, which you should really attend, but maybe we can do some works and make videos or something for you, because that they put on a really good production. Their crew is amazing. They just keep us on point, and we're appreciative for them. Necroblade says the footwork on these jammers is super impressive. I mean, we're getting a clinical workshop here for all these jammers, especially when they're doing the tippy toes on the inside and outside lanes. I love it. Absolutely love it, mate.
Oh, and Mando is fire, fire, fire. Yes, we are fans of Mando.
How could you not be?
We're back in business. 4-3 pack advantage. 4 minutes for Windy City. Windy City tight on that line, holding the Sublime Jam line. It's going to be Lexicutor jamming against Nicholas Rage. Nicholas Rage had a great jam last time they were up. Forearm penalty, one of the Minnesota blockers. But Nicholas Rage moving that wall up with pure force and through a lead jammer, Nicholas Rage. 3 leads in a row for Windy City.
Minnesota loses 2 to the penalty box.
Nice. That's you're safe. You're safe. Beautiful apex jump in. Oh, not safe. I'm so sorry. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Power jam, Minnesota. And 2-minute jam with 2 minutes on the game clock, a 1:16 on the jam clock. Nicholas Rage out on a scoring pass.
Ouch. It just hurts me. It hurts my heart.
All right, the pack almost at turn 3. Lexi pushing the way through. That was a great, great strength to get through on that scoring pass. Lexi back around, hitting that tripod of white. Lexi back on the pack on turn 3. Oh, look at that sneaky on the inside lane, Nicholas. Sneaking out of the Night Owl penalty box and through the pack. On a scoring pass, hitting the pack again. Oh, resetting at turn 3. Meanwhile, third scoring pass for Lexicutor. Nice, lovely apex jump. The Minnesota bench goes wild. Nice. What a great jam for Lexi.
Yeah, that was a great 16-point jam. Highest so far for Minnesota in the whole entire game, I think.
They had one earlier also by Lexi in
Yeah.
jam number 13. And then Tripp had one in the first half. But yeah, that's great.
I really love the chat. I think they're talking a lot about the Olympics and stuff. Oh, fun fact, let me just say, Chipatooth says Mando can deadlift the entire track, and I think that's a fun fact for everybody to know. But I do like that, they're talking about Derby becoming an Olympic sport, but you know that in Derby teams we're LGBTQ plus allies, trans, and given the amount of phobias out there, many teams might lose players in acceptance. But I really, really like this conversation that we're having in here because there's several teams in Canada and that want to come out and participate, but we have so much going on in the world. So I think it's really important that our community stays strong and we keep our message going and that we're safe and we're inclusive and we're here to stay and we won't go away. So I think that's just incredibly amazing. I love the chat that we're doing that in. And I really like what Necroblade says. Derby is the most socially conscious and rebellious sport on the planet. And it is amazing. So that's wonderful love. I really love that. And yeah, just keep it going. I love the chat. I love the community. And I think we're doing a great job.
Indeed, that is good. That is great.
Do you have some stats?
Well, no, just really quick, Nicholas got points added from the pocket
okay.
from last time. So 7 points, that's 95, so it's almost doubled score. Yeah, almost like 90.
Yeah, they did it really.
49.999.
Na. White wine. Sounds like white wine.
It's almost time for white wine. But 46 seconds on the game clock. Official review continues.
It continues.
Yes, brought to you by Rehab Lab. We're so grateful for all of our sponsors.
Yes, thank you so much for putting on and helping us put on an amazing tournament for AZRD. Hi, I'm Mava Level. Hey, cakes and muffin, hugs. Now I'm hungry for desserts. We are not sorry about that.
Yes, we're members of the Smack Pack, and we're joined by Johnny Pepper, also in the Snack Pack.
Snack pack.
Yes, when your name is food, that's us.
Yes. I love it. We'll get you some more details on the official review. They were asking for, I believe,
The officials are 100%.
the officials remain 100% on their no call stands. They were asking.
I've seen,
Yeah.
Rockin' City won the review yesterday.
did.
Yeah, it was Sharknado.
Okay, so 75%. Oh wait, 85%? I'm bad at math. Anyway.
I would say 83.3333333%.
Yeah. But that was they were asking for a bad exit penalty. I don't know the verbiage on that, but it was not retained. So, anyways, back to the track. Whoopsie daisy on that jam line against Illinois from Chicago. What's happening there, muffins?
Illinois got caught up and did a wonderful running start in their reset. But both these jammers, have both been very, very successful today. And we have a strike on turn 2. Everyone goes down and right back up. We also have a double power jam. So we're going to have about a 5-second penalty for each of these jammers sitting out in the Night Owl penalty box.
Oh no, but you know what? It's not going to be too much. It's going to be a triple because what had happened is there was an illegal procedure on Illinois not leaving the track perpendicularly. Words. So you just got to watch that. Refs are being really tight about that these days. So both benches now on their feet as whoopsie daisy. There's going to be no lead this game or this jam. So
Less than a minute to go.
So we're going to have 53 seconds of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I just hope everybody has fun. Nobody said that yet today. Illegal exit. Thank you, Arizona Rotary, for helping find the words. That's all we have to do is find words, and I couldn't find them. One job.
All right, Whoopsie getting reset all the way to turn 1. Illinois I believe on a scoring pass? Question mark?
Perhaps.
I don't see the jam ref's hands behind for my angle. We know where the pack is, though, and the pack is right there. Turn 2. Prim getting knocked out of bounds and resetting in the back. Both jammers reset. Mando, speaking of Mandalorian, again with the defense, and now the offense.
Yeah, great work by Mando.
I love Mando. All right, there it is. Scoring pass, indeed, for Illinois.
Oh, the whistle of doom, that means the game is over.
What an amazing game.
What an amazing game it was. It was very happy and friendly and fierce and defensive. You get a little bit of everything in this game. So We're going to get the official whistle, and the score is 185-99 in favor of Minnesota. What a great game that was. And if you're just kind of curious about the penalties, nobody fouled out, so that's a good thing. We had 3 skaters on Chicago sitting at 5 penalties. Only one on Minnesota with 5, but the rest are very conservative. 27 penalties total for Minnesota, 38 for Chicago. So that'll be what it is. So we're gonna get some MVPs handed out here. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us in the chat. You're all beautiful, and thank you so much for joining us in the conversation. Minnesota taking their victory lap around the track. Come on down, slap the sweaty hands of victory.
Thank you, and I'm Muffin Tumble.
And I'm Cakes, and we were joined by plenty of producers today, Bonita, Chai, and Johnny Pepper, and we're gonna go ahead and let you get ready for the 3rd place game, Boston versus Arizona.
You give it everything you've got. And so do we. Why? So you can reach higher. Do more. Be yourself. Trust yourself. On the track, in the park, believe in yourself. Protect yourself. Because no matter who you are, we've got you covered. Certified protection, second to none.